Okay, so what is allele and genotype frequency? So these are the two frequencies that are commonly used to describe the genetic structure of a population atau gene pool. So it shows how common an allele frequency shows how common the allele is in that certain populations. Many traits in a population are controlled by two alleles, dominant and recessive. Right? Allele or gene frequency. Okay, gene. The gene frequency refers to the proportion of an allele in the gene pool as compared with other allele at the same locus with no regards to their distribution in the population. For example, if we consider there are two alleles, and you guys learn this kan, kita ada big A as the dominant allele and small a as the recessive allele. So this allele, they can exist in that population as homozygous dominant, heterozygous and homozygous recessive people. Okay, so kita nak kira dia dalam population tu dia punya frekuensi macam mana. Okay, contohnya macam ni. Suppose there are 100 individuals of people in the individuals in a population. So out of this 100, kita ada 40 homozygous dominant, and then we have 40 heterozygous, and then we have 20 homozygous recessive. So how do we calculate the frequency of this allele A in this population of 100 individuals? So what is the frequency? So selalu kita frequency kita guna huruf F kecil, and then of the A allele, okay, in this population. So kita ada 100 orang. Okay, so we have 100 individuals, right? So dalam 100 individuals ni, berapakah gene pool dia? So a gene pool is, daripada 100 orang ni ada berapa banyak allele dalam this population. So kita ada 100 orang. So kita assume tadi ada seorang ada 2 allele for that certain gene tau. For that certain gene. Okay, kita bukan tengok semua gene, sekarang kita tengok satu trait saja. So satu gene tadi ada 2 allele. Okay, so kita akan darab 2 allele. So dalam population tu ada 200 alleles. Okay, right, so that's why dia buat macam ni, hence this 200 here. So now we know dalam gene pool dia ada 200 allele. Now we want to know this A, the frequency of gene A ni, allele A. Okay, so first we have this 40, we have 40 homozygous dominant. So this 40 homozygous dominant, each of them ada 2 allele dominant. So maksudnya 40 kena darab dengan 2. So 40 darab dengan 2 apa? Kita ada 80. Now heterozygous people pun ada 40 orang, but in them, in dia punya genome, they only have satu dominant allele, which is the big A allele. So yang ni tak payah darab 2 sebab memang ada 40 saja. Dalam homozygous recessive people pula memang tak ada dominant allele big A tu. They only have the recessive allele. So tak payah buat apa-apa dekat situ. So it's 80 campur 40 over 200, which you will get 120 over 200, and bila you tekan calculator, you akan dapat 0.6. Okay, so this is how you calculate an allele frequency. If dia bagi semua all this information, dia bagi tahu berapa ramai homozygous dominant, berapa ramai heterozygous, berapa ramai homozygous recessive. Right, so if the questions or if the sentence give you all the information, it's very easy. First you have to calculate the number of alleles in that population, which is you kena tengok ada berapa orang in that population, and then you kena darab 2 sebab kita selalu assume satu gene ada 2 allele, and then you have to calculate berapa banyak dominant. Kalau soalan tanya dominant allele, then you kena kira berapa banyak dominant allele lah. So kalau ada 40 homozygous dominant, each person of that homozygous dominant person mesti ada 2 allele, so you kena darab dengan 2. 40 kena darab dengan 2. Kalau ada 50 homozygous dominant people, dan 50 kena darab dengan 2, sebabnya ada 100 dominant allele dekat situ. Okey, sama. Okey, kalau heterozygous tak payah darab 2 sebab dia memang ada satu je, dia hetero, dia bukan homozygous dominant, right? But okay, sama juga if the question asks you for the recessive allele, right? Tengok 200, because 100 times dengan 2 itu adalah total members in the population, and then kita ada 40 heterozygous, which also ada satu hetero recessive allele dekat situ, so you put 40 here, and then we have 20 homozygous recessive people, so they each have 2 recessive allele, which means you have to times by 2, which will get you 40, and then you will get 0.4. Okay, so therefore the gene frequency or the allele frequency can be calculated by dividing the number of that particular gene or allele under consideration with the total number of genes present on that locus. Yang cakap certain gene dekat locus of that chromosome in the population. Okay, total number of alleles, okay, of that genes in the population. Konsepnya gene pool, total number of allele, okay, total number of allele over, so yang ni you darab dengan 2 dengan in the population dengan total alleles yang you nak kira. Oopsie. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, tadi you dapat frequency A is 0.6, and then the small, the recessive allele is 0.4. So usually the frequency of the gene A is represented by P. So dominant allele usually kita akan frequency ni, simbol dia adalah P. Okay, kalau yang recessive allele simbol dia adalah Q. Ni dia punya standard. So kalau dekat equilibrium, P tambah Q is usually equal to 1. Kalau you tambah 0.6 campur dengan 0.4, you akan dapat 1. Okay, equilibrium dia mestilah 1. Okay, so allele frequency can also be written as decimal. Nampak ni? In decimal form or in percentage, 60% or 40%, sebab you ada 100 orang kan. So let's say 0.6 kali 100 orang, so 60%. 0.4 darab dengan 100 orang tadi in that population of the previous questions, so it's 40%. Kalau dia ada 50 orang, then you darab 50 lah, then you get the percentage of that. So it should be 30 kat sini. Kalau 50 orang, it should be is it 30? Let me calculate that. Betul lah 30. And then 0.4 times by 50, you can dapat 20%. Well, there's something wrong sikit lah dekat number kat situ, dia tak dapat 100%, tapi tak apa, maksudnya ada calculation yang lari. Tapi konsepnya I want to show to you guys that if you have calculate the P and Q in decimal point kan, in decimal form, if you ever to have to calculate percentage of the total population tu balik, you kena darab dengan number of individuals in the population. Okay.